The rain is coming down hard in parts of the Bay Area.
Yeah, residents and business owners in San Anselmo keeping a close eye on the creek there as water levels continue to rise. And Terisa Estacio is there live to bring us the latest. You've been there all day keeping an eye on things yourself, Terisa.
I was going to say, Pam, a very cold Terisa Estacio joins us live in San Anselmo because it's freezing out here because it's been so wet. We just kind of wanted to set the scene for you, what businesses are facing out here in San Anselmo because they have some deep concerns about the creek coming up. Take a look. We're in downtown. It's like a ghost town out here just because so many businesses have closed up because of the concerns with the creek rising. You can see sandbags are in front of almost every business out here. They also have these special barriers that slide in and in front of the front door to try and prevent water from going into the business. Behind me is a pizza place. It's called Creekside Pizza and Tap Room. Now that business is over the creek out here, and I spoke with the owner just a short time ago, and he said that the creek is running about half of where it would if it was to flood. Now the concern is, he said, that the creek is supposed to, and another storm is supposed to really hit hard at about 4:30 in the morning, he said, because he's constantly watching weather reports, including Lawrence. And I talked to him, and he said, look, if the creek gets that high early in the morning, it is going to flood his place. Listen in.
This place is super saturated. Everything's going straight into the creek, so it's moving fast. It's moving right under us. Creekside, all these buildings here are actually over the creek. We're 46 feet wide by 15 feet high, and that will fill up and then flood this building probably right up to about here. In historical times, we've been knee-deep, hip high, up to chest high in this building, 2000 and 2005. So it's a real problem here in San Anselmo. The businesses are buttoning up, and we're keeping safe here in San Anselmo in the meantime.
He brought in a generator just as a backup, and I wanted to just bring your attention to the creek. You can see throughout the evening hours, we started doing live reports around 3 o'clock out here, and we've been watching the steps out here in the creek kind of be swallowed up by the rising creek. It's risen about a foot. I would say in the past couple hours, we have a dry spell right now, so that is a blessing. But it is certainly a lot of anxiety for a lot of people out here as they are hoping, with fingers crossed, that another storm doesn't come in and cause the problems that Pat was mentioning at Creekside, but really only time will tell. Reporting live here in San Anselmo, I'm Terisa Estacio. Back to you guys.
Teresa, we can hear the creek. It is louder than the last time we saw you about an hour ago. That gentleman brings up a really good point about the ground being saturated and the water having no place to go but the creek. And you think about everything that is upstream from San Anselmo, and all that water is going to the lowest part of that valley there in Marin, which is the creek. So it is going to go up, even though it has stopped raining.
And then, of course, as you well know, Ken, the problem is debris, right? And so if anything drops, like a tree, and we've had those howling winds out here, so if a tree or any kind of debris goes in, prevents the flow from going, that's just going to back up the creek. So a lot of anxious times here in San Anselmo. So it's really going to be a 24-hour period where we're really going to find out, and, you know, fingers crossed, of course, because we don't want anything bad to happen. The businesses really had a blow dealt with them to them many years ago, so they suffered extensive losses. So we're, you know, everyone is really hopeful that that doesn't happen, but only time will tell.
Terisa Estacio reporting live. Thank you, Terisa. Try and get warm. We appreciate your live reports there tonight.